I don't know what makes your heart sing, but I can't imagine any greater joy than knowing that my children and grandchildren are walking in the truth. And I suspect many of you agree with me. But the sad truth is, there is an enemy of God determined to steal our joy by taking captive the hearts, minds, and souls of our grandchildren. Thankfully, we need not despair, because God has already given us a powerful weapon of warfare to defeat that enemy: prayer.
I think one of the greatest things we can ever do is to pray for our grandchildren. And I think it's that prayer that breaks down some of the enemy attacks and dissolves strongholds, and it allows our grandchildren to experience a spiritual protection that is vital in the world today.
Our children and youth must navigate a world that is increasingly hostile to biblical truth and moral values. Without a moral compass to guide them, they are left with confusion and despair. This is a critical time for grandparents to engage the battle on their behalf.
Well, I believe that prayer is probably the most important and powerful resource that we have, that God has given us. And it is the best way that we can do something to hopefully protect our grandchildren in praying for them and praying God's power over them and around them. I also believe it's important that we teach them to pray.
It is said that if 10% of a population holds an unshakable belief in something, they can influence that culture to embrace that belief. In many parts of the world today, grandparents who claim to be followers of Christ make up more than 10% of that population. Imagine what the prayers of that many grandparents with an unshakable faith in Christ could have on the hearts, minds, and souls of our grandchildren.
I want to invite you to join this army of grandparents wielding an unshakable belief in the power of God to take up our greatest weapon of spiritual warfare: prayer, for the sake of our children's children.